There it is, Jon. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. You are listening at your commissioner, your host, every single week. I do it for the love of the sport, for the gamesmanship, for the championships. I also do it with my friends. And as you can see, my co-host, Joe, is not here tonight. So that's why I brought Jon, okay? You have not seen the Facebook years, but me and Jon, we made a killer pair back in the day. We had some great episodes, and I am so happy to have you back, Jon, especially on short notice. So thank you for being here.
I'm happy to be here, and I'm glad I finally got invited to be on the show.
Oh, absolutely. Dude, you just got to call me up anytime. We'll give you a celeb shot. We'll make your pick. Jon, do you know who else is joining us today?
I don't.
Well, as always, Jon, it's our official, unofficial sponsor, Fireball. For the one, the only, the Kiss of the Devil Fireball. Smooth as silk, Jonathan. Moving right on into the recaps. First matchup, we have the Dirty Randys, who is 4-5, 6th place going into this matchup, taking down the Thielen up your cousins. Just a spanking all around. 142-57. Jon, do you have any insider knowledge on this? Why this transparency took place here?
I don't, but he did have. I mean, I'm kind of shocked because Andrew had Dak Prescott on his bench and no quarterback starting, and Prescott scored like 41 points.
Yeah, 41.79 to be exact, Jon. And I messaged the VP FFO, and he was on a little hiatus, little vacay down in the Keys. So, mistakes were made, as they say in Call of Duty.
I was on a cruise ship, and I just set my lineup in advance.
Jon, I went on a cruise in October, and I did the same thing. It's not the hardest thing to. Why he has one quarterback on the roster? Why was he ever not in the starter spot?
I don't know.
It's ridiculous, Jonathan. Moving on, I'm over it. Only one player in the lineup managed to put up 10 points or more, and that was David Montgomery. The next highest score was 6.28. So, I mean, not that the 41 points from Dak would have did you too good, because you still sucked. You fall to 4-6 in 7th place. Mason. Josh Dobbs, LOL, got you 20 points. Eckler and Kenneth Walker were your other two players above 20. More on Eckler to come later, ladies and gentlemen. Ooh, Jon, you're in for a juicy episode tonight.
Oh, nice.
So, Mason only had two players below 10, which is not bad at all. That's a winning move. Mason moves to first place in the SEC at 5-5 in 5th place. So, Jonathan, if the playoffs ended today,
which they don't,
absolutely correct, he would be in them as the SEC winner. Absolutely incredible. 500 team. In this, Jonathan, me and Joe do this little game, this gentleman's bet, the sandwich bet, this charade, if you will, where we like to do picks, right? So we both picked Andrew, and we were both dead wrong. We got let down.
I mean, it wasn't even close.
No. Did you feel let down after that?
I was actually super disappointed that he had an empty starting roster spot. Like, a little effort.
Somebody in leadership position too, man. I tell you, what is the world coming to? I got to tighten up my leash around here.
His team did underperform, though, so.
Hugely. They didn't against me, though, Jon. Let me tell you that much. Next matchup, speaking of me, I was going against the Love Trains, and I defeated them easily, ladies and gentlemen, 129-95. Tuna checked out at this point, Jonathan, did have DeAndre Swift on the bench. So this game could have been entirely different. Yeah, another one of those two people in the SEC. It doesn't surprise me coming from Tuna. This is the class of character he has and has shown in the past. JK Big Tuna, we still love you. I just like to rib you. Oh, yeah, Jon. So game ball for Tuna in this one goes to Justin Herbert at 31. You did have 6 players below the 10 shoulder. Clearly, you lost. The loss drops you to 2-8, 8th place. Pretty sure you're officially eliminated.
Already?
Pretty sure. already, pretty early, 10 weeks in. We still have 5 weeks of fantasy football left before the playoffs, John. I'm excited. I'm on the tail end of it, baby, but I'm riding the same train.
I can't contain my excitement.
I know. You could be a 2 out of 3 year champion. That's called a dynasty in fantasy football, sir. We'll get to you, John. We'll get to you. Clay's game ball goes to Mike Evans. I love you. This is your last season in Tampa. I'll never forget you. I'll always love you. And I feel like we share a real connection. I didn't have a great relationship with my father either. So we could get along great. I had 3 players below 10, John. So that's not going to win a lot of football games, but it helped me get through this one. Ladies and gentlemen, go to 4-6. I am in 6th place, 1 win away from tying Dirty Grandy's to get in that final playoff spot. In this matchup, what's that, John?
I said, I think you can do it.
I know I can do it, dude. I'm making money moves, okay? Rookie numbers, getting those rookie numbers up to here, bud, to here. Just like you're going to take the viewership this week. I can already feel it. There's such an air in this studio, ladies and gentlemen. It is electric. I had Tuna in this matchup because I'm a humble person. I do believe that my enemy is also my friend until I defeat them. So anyways, I got that wrong, John. Joe did have me, so he got that right. Good for him, I guess. Something to brag about. Next matchup, Jonathan. Ooh, this is a juicy one. We had the Fantasy Fraudsters, 5-4. 4th place going into this. They got their pants pulled down and shellacked with the reverse illegal boing boing by the boner pills, a.k.a. you, good sir.
That is me. I am him.
You beat him 194 to 108, and you are him. Him University.
I am him.
Yeah, DJ Reed said that on Monday Night Football. It's hilarious. Fraudsters, game ball goes to Joe Burrow. That's really all the good thing I got to say about his silly team. Fantasy Fraudsters, you got 4 players below the 10 hold, which was surprising coming from your silly team. The loss drops Daniel to 5-5, 4th place, not in the playoffs. Not in the playoffs. That's not going to do it, bud. Can't win games like that, man. Jon, you have 2 game balls to give out today. That's going to be one to Keenan Allen at 37 points and another to CeeDee Lamb at 36.
Yeah.
They call you the wide receiver factory around the league circles.
Yeah, I've heard that a few times.
Yes, you have. Yes, you have. Only 1 player below the 10 hold. That was your kicker. That is to be expected. I am drawing circles randomly on my script right now, but that is to be expected as well. John, with the win, you moved to 7-3 in 1st place. This is a little bit of a foreshadow and a spoiler alert all in the same time. John, how do you feel about being in 1st place?
I feel great. I got to stay focused on the weeks to come and just, try to maintain that 1st place spot.
You are a figurehead for our organization, for our league. You're the poster boy, the John Cena that I want to send out there to China to make you become on my side, man, because you are a diplomat and you are a terrific human being. John, I had you in this matchup because I'm a smart man and a good friend. Joe, who is a little bit lesser of a man but a great friend, also had you. So he's 2-3 or 2-1 on the week. I'm 1-2. I'm really good at math, by the way. Which leads us, ladies and gentlemen, to the unofficial sponsored segment that everybody loves, everybody knows, and everybody can't wait to tune in for. John, it is time. Dramatic climax, ladies and gentlemen. I'll edit some drums in later. Note to editor, edit some drums in at this point. I'm the editor. I'm not going to do it. John, it is time for America's fantasy football game of this week, of this year, of our century game. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. We had Breece Lighting, who was 7-2, riding a 5-game winning streak, going against Chase Dees at 5-4, who was in 3rd place. He lost. The hottest team in the league, past 5 weeks, finally lost a game, 149 to 119. Mahendra, there's no game balls I can give you or any of your players in this one. Just not a great performance, no 20-point scores, so very average. You did have 4 players below 10 as well. Cheers to Fireball. One day, John, they'll be here. We'll have plaques all over the place, banners everywhere.
Yeah,
The
it's
loss,
going to be incredible.
it's going to be huge. You as
They're
our
going to catch
spokesperson.
on. They're going to catch on.
I'm going to send a clip of this one day. I'm going to get my best of hits.
You
The
should.
loss drops Breece to 7-3. That makes second place. To you. You reclaim first. God, can't believe it, John. It couldn't happen to a better guy.
Thanks.
You're welcome. You can give a game ball to Sam Howell. Oh, not you. I'm sorry, John.
I know
Look
what
at
you're
me
talking
go.
about.
You know what I'm saying? This connection we have is so strong. The camaraderie we have, I share. I feel like I've been working with you for years.
Well, we have been. I was in the league by proxy through you and Andrew before I even got a spot at the table.
You were, man, and it was such a good day when we brought you in. You did have 3 players below 10. Or Joe. Let me.
Joe.
10. So I wish you were here so you could slap me. Joe had 3 players below 10. Chase Dees goes to 6 and 4 in third place. In this matchup, I had Breece Lighting. I was 1 for 3 on the week. Joe had himself because he is not a humble human being. So although he beat me in predictions, he did not beat me in humbleness, John.
I mean, you can't teach it.
You can't. Some are just born with it. Maybe it's Maybelline.
Maybe.
Waiver wire, Jonathan. And wait a second. Can you hear that, John?
I
That
think so.
That, sir, sounds like trade alert, ladies and gentlemen. This coming through the wire. Rub my chub with Bijan Mustard, aka your commissioner, your host, trades away Joe Mixon and Kieran Williams. Two. Am I hearing this correct? The Dirty Randys. 4. Austin Eckler. That, ladies and gentlemen, is Money Moves. Wolf of Wall Street. The wolf of the commissioner front offices. I'm not out of this, ladies and gentlemen. I am a shark in the water. There's no blood, but I'm swimming and I'm coming for the hunt. It didn't make sense, but it sounded great.
Yeah.
Now to the official waiver wire. Commissioner's going to start things off here. I have the 7th priority. I went ahead and added Jake Fergie with the open slot I created by trading away 2 players. That's the tight end for the Cowboys. These, ladies and gentlemen, are all moves that were made after waivers, so no priority has been lost. The fantasy fraudsters dropped Chase McLaughlin and Las Vegas Raiders. They added the Miami defense and Brandon McManus. John, you dropped Young Hoo Koo and added the Detroit defense.
I did.
Have you ever seen a Young Hoo Koo game, John?
I was on a really big boat, and it was the first time he's ever been on my team, so no.
I gotcha. I love to see his face when I watch a game because he looks like he's just like has eggs stuffed in there. It's terrific. I love his little face in his helmet. It's adorable. It's cute. Some late additions here, ladies and gentlemen. I went ahead and kicked him to the curb. The Cowboys kicker, Brandon Audrey, whatever the hell his name is. And I went ahead and picked up Jake Elliott for the Eagles, the number 2 fantasy football kicker. That's another winning move, ladies and gentlemen. And I dropped Calvin Ridley's gambling addicted ass, who should still be serving suspension because he's trash. He's to the curb. And then I went ahead and added Scary Terry McLaurin. Thanks, John. That's what I'm looking for. Reassurance.
Yeah.
Being told I'm doing good.
Side note, sports gambling is back in Florida. We're back.
Let's go, baby! Bring back the dog tracks. Let's go! So, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be time for our 3P segment. That is going to be previews, predictions, and pretentiousness, man. It's like watching John Gruden walk you through a playbook, but better. First matchup, John. We have the Breece Lightning, 7-3, second place, hoping to start another win streak against the Love Trains, who are 2-8 in 8th place. There are no buys or injuries for Breece Lightning. Tuna has Justin Jefferson on IR, who could play this week, though. The projected totals are going to be 128 to Mahindra, 105 to Tuna. Jon, I'll go first. This is the part where we like to give our picks, so I'll let you really think about this, soak all that information I gave you, the little amount of it, and make your best educated guess. It's going to be all on the line for you. I'm going to go Mahindra. I'm going Breece Lighting. I think that's the easy call here. Jon, who do you got?
I also have Mahindra. He's 7-3 going against the 2-8 team, so like numbers don't lie.
Yep, no, Mahindra it is. I'm writing that down. Joe did send me his list, ladies and gentlemen. I'll include that in the description because I don't want to mess up my computer because we are 30 now, Jon. So it's harder for us to, work with machines.
Yeah,
we figured that out earlier, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. All right, Jon, you got Breece Lighting, and I will post Joe's picks in the descriptions as a reminder, ladies and gentlemen. Next matchup, Jon, we have the one, the only, the Boner Pills, 7-3, first place, hoping to get the season sweep against none other than Mr. I'm not going to start a quarterback this week who puts up 41 points on my bench, dealing up your cousins, 4-6, 7th place. Jon, you do have Jonathan Taylor on a bye this week. Andrew has Michael Pittman. Oh, buckle up. Andrew's list of buys is juicy.
Oh, yeah.
Andrew, Michael Pittman, Hunter Henry, Matt Gay, Saints defense, all on a bye. So your special teams out. Probably your number 3 receiver out, Hunter Henry. Yeah, I don't know your tight end situation. It's kind of crazy in there. So like either you're 1 or 2. This is a good week for you, Jon. Funny enough, the projected win point total reflects what I had just said. You are projected to win 135 to 68. Ladies and gentlemen, let me repeat, 6-8.
Well, he's got 3 guys on bye and an empty quarterback slot. So, like, I mean, if he doesn't touch his roster, then 68. But I'm sure he could add another 40 to 50 points by just filling those spots.
God, you are so humble, and it is so refreshing to have on the show.
Thanks.
So nice. So respected there. Jon. I am going with you because I am a smart man, a bright man, and I am not blind. So I'm going with Jon, the hottest team in the league right now. Jon, who do you got?
I am also going to go with myself. Just looking at who he has on his bench with their projected points. I don't think it's going to be close, but I don't want to eat my words. So I'm going to say myself and then also say good luck to Andrew.
It's a cupcake. Yeah, Jon, you are a gentleman and a scholar. That is for sure. 4:00 game, Jon. We have the Fantasy Fraudsters, 5-5, 4th place, hoping to keep his playoff chase alive against the Dirty Randys, who is also 5-5 in 5th place in the final playoff spot, coincidentally enough. Dan has Ramondre Stevenson on bye. That's a big for him. I think that's his number 2 running back. And Mason has Chris Olave on bye. That's a big one for him because that's his number 2, maybe number 1 wide receiver technically. Projected in this matchup, we have 121, the Fraudsters, to 106, Mason, the Dirty Randys. Jon, I think I have an upset this week. I think I'm going with Mason, baby. Give me the upsets. I'm going Mason.
I'm also going with Mason. I was going to say it either way, but
But the speech got you fired up, right?
Yeah, I'm absolutely jazzed up about it.
So, Jon, once again, it is time for our official, unofficial sponsor, Fireball, to bring us everybody's favorite segment. And I'm going to speed run this shot and get right into it because it is long-winded. Woo! It is time for America's fantasy football game of this week, of the year, of our century game. And guess who's back, ladies and gentlemen? Back and better than ever. Back in black. Back with the C on my chest that stands for Commish Clay. I, the Rub My Chub with Bijan Mustards, 4-6, 6th place, hoping to keep his playoff dreams alive against the Chase D's Clay's team from last year, Joe, who is 6-4 in third place. The last matchup was the closest game of the week all year. It came down to a 0.12 point differential. I'm still pissed about it. The Pittsburgh Steelers defense gave me 0.5 points. 0.5.
I mean, but like, I've had times when my defense got me -4 points. So like,
but it wasn't in a point
happens.
Game, John. It sucks and it lives with me. Love the positivity. I'm staying negative with it, though, because it's going to fuel me to get this victory, John. It's going to fuel me. The buys this week, the commissioner has Alvin Kamara, Taysom Hill, and Bijan, my namesake, the only remaining of my names that's still alive and viable, Bijan Robinson. My Joe's buys is Zach, the Wonder Kid Moss. So boo-hoo. Who has the better buys this week? That would be Joe at 1 and a crappy running back. I am screwed this week from the fantasy gods. Once again, John, I am getting their wrath for no legitimate reason. And however, while they're looking at me and they tell me to surrender and to stop, I'll look up and I'll whisper, no. Woo! Does that get you fired up?
I'm fired up.
Thank you, sir. That's a great effing promo. NFL stupid site got me projected to losing this 122 to 111. I'm over it. John, who do you have, sir?
You're not going to like my answer, but I'm going to take Joe.
That's intriguing. I'm regretting having you on the show now. Why would you?
I mean, well, who are you going to play in your empty flex or your kicker spot? Do you have a kicker on your bench?
Jake Elliott.
No. Okay, so he's projected to get you 5.8. I mean,
That's okay.
Amon-Ra's probably going to score more points than he's predicted to, and then Tyler Bass, if the fucking Bills can ever get in the end zone, might have a good week. I don't know. I feel like Joe may win this one.
That's okay. Stay with your heart. If there's anything that one woman told us, I don't know who it was, but it went like this. Listen to your heart when he's calling for you. And you know what? He knows it. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen, because that's funny, John, because I also have Joe. Let's go, baby. Dude, I'm a humble man. Joe has a great team. He has half of my players from last year, so technically I'm losing to myself. So let me tell you something. If Joe beats me, if my old team beats me, my championship team, Jalen Hurts, I'm going to say this all year, Jamar Chase, Amon St. Brown, it is practically my whole team. Hell, he had Dallas Goedert. Do you remember that trade we made last year when I got me Dallas Goedert for my bye week for Travis Kelce?
Yeah.
And then I traded him to you for Brandon Ayuk.
Yeah.
It was beautiful. It was beautiful, John. It was sweet magic.
My team last year stunk, though.
It did, man. It did. But listen, you have a fantasy championship under your belt and first in the league.
Also true.
Ladies and gentlemen, that has brought us to the conclusion of the show. We are done here. We're going to get some lit to play us out. Nope, that's a new tab right there. My name has been Clay. I have been your host. John, thank you so much for being here on such short notice and for being yourself as always. I genuinely love you as a man and a human being.
I love you too.
Thank you, sir. You're welcome. You're welcome. I would like to give one final sponsor one shout out to our official sponsor, Fireball. This one's for you and all the fans out there. If you enjoyed the content you saw today, if you could please leave a like and subscribe. Maybe hit that bell button if you like to hear bells, like a trade alert whistle. I have been your host, Clay Major. This has been Boner Pills John, and we are coming from you live. We will see you next week. Good night and good luck, Cooks. I need the pen flip. There's the pen flip. We're gone.